What?
Yes.
Listen to this, y'all.
Yes,
Say it again.
Yes, there were. There were groups that were taught to help them assimilate into white culture. So in order for you to be less aggressive looking to white people, they told you that if you wore your hair this way, this would be considered more professional. You look more presentable, and therefore you'll be able to get a job and assimilate into white culture, which then translated all the way down to the way we wear our hair today. Even if you don't want to recognize it, it is the truth.
I don't think that at all.
Then if that's the case, you would still be rocking your afro.
I went through phases.
But you gotta think, his generation wasn't an Afro generation.
He just hasn't gone through and done the research about why it is that you've come up with this. You wearing a skin fade wasn't because you thought it was cool at 6 years old.
Yeah, it is.
You didn't know what a skin fade was.
You have a point there.
So my thing is, right, so Sosa hair is
and then people have reinforced it to you throughout your life that, wow, you look really good with your hair this way.
But Sosa hair right now is the hair that he
It's
wants
not about
in the military.
Sosa.
But I'm saying, his hair is how he wants
Say my name with some bass in your voice.
I have to say your name with that goddamn thing in my voice.
See this motherfucker?
It's
Nah,
how
we're
he
going.
wants it in the military. So he's not following nobody's rules. Just like that's what he wants.
All I'm saying is if you're going to have conversations about the culture, I think that you owe it to yourself and to your listeners to do a little bit of research on the topics that you speak of. Because if you really want to talk about the black experience, you have to understand that a lot of black people and a lot of things that we do culturally have been indoctrinated in us, and we don't even identify it.
But the thing about it is trendy now. It wasn't trendy in 1920.
Yeah, but the thing about it, what's trendy?
Boy, relax. You trying to turn your head and talk to this nigga.
A lot of the stuff that we're talking about now, people wasn't talking about love languages in 1920 or should somebody have a working bag and all that shit. That wasn't relevant back then. So
yeah, but do you know why that people like? Why do you think that black people like all these ornaments and all this designer and all these other things, right?
But you tying everything back to
I'm tying everything back to the beginning of black Americans in the United States.
Right,
because if you look at
you tying everything back to that. It wasn't trendy then, so we can't talk about that now. Like
you can't talk about it. You can't talk about specifically an Hermes bag, no. But you can still talk about like.
Well, my podcast I can though. You get what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is, you're right. You can't talk about an Hermes. Well, I'm pretty sure Hermes was around the 1920s. But anyway, that's neither here nor
there. But it wasn't glorified like it is now either.
Exactly. Just like that vehicle you just bought today.
It wasn't glorified back then either.
Yeah. And that your ancestors damn sure wasn't goddamn.
Right,
Think about it. Okay, that's a good topic. So let me tell you, this motherfucker here got a goddamn 2022 X5 with the goddamn glowing seats and shit.
So why do you feel like?
Wait, hold on, wait. I'm gonna let him speak because I got the razor. But go ahead, speak calmly, please.
Speak calmly. So your question was, why do I think I got that?
Why do you feel like you needed that?
It projects success. But I can identify what it is.
Yeah, that's a good question. Who does it project success to? Because to me, that don't project shit.
What is my challenge?
It projects a whole bunch of debt.
So what?
The car being paid
off.
Hold
my round.
So first of all, one, I could afford my car note. That's number one. Two, I already have a paid off car. I just wanted another one.
But okay, so me outside looking in, I see that, right? Mm-hmm. And I ask you, like, your car paid off? You can be like, no.
This boy got an $8,000 vehicle. Talking about it projects success.
That I literally can afford to have it and maintain it. I mean, that's what it does. Also, to me, things like that give black people hope, especially in the military.
What? What kind of hope it gives?
First of all, I am.
Nobody has
Seriously.
Oh, shit. This is a good topic. You got to stick around.
It is. So whenever black soldiers see me, in any capacity, whether I'm walking around in a fucking uniform or pushing my little whip, it's just like, somebody that looks like me out there doing it.
Not in the military, though.
In the military. In the military?
I don't know. To a certain extent. Because that shit with Smalls kind of does hit the wrong way.
But,
that's an Audi. A7. You know what I'm saying? There you go, Mickey Free.
But to me, like, the first thing you see when you see that is, goddamn, how the fuck is special E3 affording this Audi? That's the first thing you say. It don't say success. It say goddamn.
You did a little something.
You know what I'm saying?
You got me a little something, but it was something.
That's the last one, right?
Yeah, it is.
This one's on me, man. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate
You
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Very
and
good.
I know you need to pay your car note. Send a little $40 goddamn. You see that? Save them $40, goddamn. But yeah, he up here talking about haircuts. So basically, this haircut, this is gonna project what what his ancestor, what the lack of education that he got from his ancestors?
No, it's not like so. I don't disagree with you liking your hairstyle or wanting to wear your hair a certain way, but I also think if you really logically think about it, right? Why is it that when you were a child that your parents did those things, or they wanted you to have this particular hairstyle?
I'm gonna tell you why my parents cut their hair the way I did. You know, I didn't know. I remember when I was a kid, and people would always say, me and my sister, they were like, you got good hair, but my sister got nappy hair. And I never knew what good hair was. I never knew I had good hair.
And you have looser curls.
Yes. And I get it from my dad's side. But this is the crazy shit, right? I never knew I had curly hair. Because my stepdad wore his hair a certain way. He wore a high and tight skin fade. And he shaves every day. Like, ain't spent a fucking day in the military. The only thing he did was Boy Scouts. But that's how he kept his presentation. So guess what? He don't have any kids. I'm his son. Yeah. And guess what he do? I get the same haircut as him because the style and the blend for my hair is so hard. Barbers used to fuck it up, and in the 90s, barbers was charging more. So you think about it. We going to Ronnie. Ronnie only charging both of us $10, $5 a haircut. My fade might not be whatever I want it to be, but it's low, and nobody can tell that it's messed up. Versus when Ronnie gets drunk and oh no, I think Ronnie passed. We ain't gonna talk about Ronnie. So I grow up and I decided, I was like, hey Mark, I grow my hair out. Never knew I had curly hair until I was 14. I grew my hair out and I watched it when I was like, this is what everybody talking about. I got good hair curled up. So I'm around here thinking I'm like Genuine.
You figured that out?
I was 14.
But that was the same
because I was under the control of my parents. My stepdad, every 2 weeks, we got a haircut. We got the same haircut every 2 weeks.
So what drove him to give you that haircut?
Because it was convenient for the cost. Right. And it was convenient for the barber to perform that style.
Afro is free.
But this is the thing. My mom has my mother has a presentation. Like my family, we ain't on that like afros, because I used to beg my mom, like, Mom, can I get an afro? I was like, you had it as a kid.
90s, when we were both in high school, like cornrols are very much so in.
But see, my brother had cornrows. When I was younger, my hair wasn't like that. My brother had cornrows.
But what was the misconception about boys with cornrows?
My mom didn't follow that though. That's the thing.